Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, July 11, 2015, around 6:48 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. Going to be a nice and sunny day, highs in the 80s. Going to be a little sticky, but tolerable with the humidity. Some news to report. The New York Yankees beat the Boston Red Sox by the score of 5-1. Red Sox lost ace pitcher Clay Buchholz to an injury. That's not good. West Virginia Bears beat the Lowell Spinners by a score of 3-0. And also, Darren Williams got released from his contract by the Brooklyn Nets, and he's going to sign a 2-year contract worth $10 million with the Dallas Mavericks. And the Dallas Stars acquired forward Patrick Sharp from the Chicago Blackhawks. And sad news to report in the world of entertainment, actor Roger Reese passed away at the age of 71. He was in Cheers. And that's about it on news. My first video subject of the day is the top 10 list of everything and anything that's coming back this weekend. And I've reached top 10 game shows that the USA should have aired during the game show block between 1984 and 1995. USA showed reruns of classic game shows in an afternoon block for about 11 years and stuff, and they showed some great classic ones, but they should have shown some more classic ones that probably would have fit the USA Network for what they were showing during this time period. And here are the top 10 game shows that the USA should have ran during the 11 years they ran reruns of classic game shows. Number 10 on this list, Break the Bank, the 1976 version, hosted by Tom Kennedy, that was on for 15 weeks on ABC. It was kind of a Hollywood Square knockoff and stuff. It was produced by Barry and Ann Wright, and I think USA should have shown this game show probably in the early 80s when they first started to show game shows. Number 9 on this list of the top 10 game shows that USA should have reran during the game show block was Wordplay, that ran for about 8 months on NBC in 1987. It was Tom Kennedy's last game show. It was a funny game show and stuff like that, and that would have fit perfectly on USA Network showing reruns probably around 1988 or so. That would have been pretty good. Number 8 on this list of the top 10 game shows that the USA Network should have had reruns of. Scattergories. Scattergories was based on the popular board game. Scattergories was hosted by Dick Clark. It was produced by Red Grandy, and it lasted about 6 months on NBC in 1993. I think USA Network should have showed reruns of Scattergories around 1994, towards the end of the game show block, when it was almost over. Number 7 on this list of the top 10 game shows that USA Network should have ran during the game show block was the 1993 version of Scrabble, hosted by Chuck Woolery. They could have replaced it with the Scrabble reruns from like 1984 through 1990 that USA Network was airing during that time, like 1994 and 1995. That would have been good. Number 6 on this list of the game shows that USA Network should have reran during the game show block in 1984 through 1995 is the Newlywed Game. They could have showed like the 70s version of the Newlywed Game, hosted by Bob Eubanks. Maybe one of the episodes was where's the weirdest place you would ever make Whoopi, because USA Network hosted the Gone show reruns of The Gone Show. That's one of Chuck Barris's most famous game shows, and this is another one of Chuck Barris's most famous game shows, the Newlywed Game. Number 5 on this list, the reruns that the game show reruns that the USA Network should have ran during the game show block is The Dating Game, hosted by Jim Lane. They could have had like the celebrity dating game version that was being seen in syndication during this time period. After it was over, they could have showed the reruns of the celebrity dating game during this time period on the USA Network. Could have fit right in with the Gone Show and the Newlywed Game. Number 4 on this list of the top 10 game shows that USA Network should have reran during game show block was Treasure Hunt with Jeff Edwards. This was because Treasure Hunt was a classic game show. It was always two ladies playing in, and they would go after boxes, 66 boxes with a potential payoff of $50,000. It was an amazing game show. That it ran like maybe 1983 on CBN, but after it stopped airing on CBN, it could have aired on the USA Network because some reruns of game shows that were on CBN eventually landed on the USA Network, so this could have been it. Another one. Number 3 on this list of the top 10 game shows that the USA Network should have reran during the game show block was the 1970s version of Let's Make a Deal, the syndicated version, hosted by Monty Hall. The USA Network showed the 80s version of Let's Make a Deal, the all-new Let's Make a Deal, for about 2 years, 1986 through 1988. I think they reran that maybe 4 or 5 times, but they should have reran the 70s version a few times as well, because that was a pretty good one, once a week syndication and stuff. They could have showed the last season in Las Vegas and stuff, and plus they had like Jay Stewart as the announcer and Carol Mello as the model, which was, that was the better version of Let's Make a Deal in my humble opinion. Number 2 on this list of the top 10 game shows that the USA Network should have reran, game shows that they should have reran during the game show block is the $20,000 Pyramid, hosted by Dick Luck, the surviving episodes from 1978 through 1980. This would have been perfect if USA Network showed reruns of $20,000 Pyramid, maybe around 1992 or so, but I think they went with the $100,000 Pyramid reruns instead. But that would have been great if they could have showed the $20,000 Pyramid, the surviving 2 seasons that were saved on ABC. And number 1 on this list of the top 10 game shows that the USA Network should have reran during the game show block between 1984 and 1995 is the 1970s version of The Joker's Wild, hosted by Jack Barry. And they should have showed like that the reruns of like the 70s version and the early 80s version instead of the last 2 seasons of The Joker's Wild, hosted by Bill Cullen, which that was not like Bill Cullen's best work. They should have showed the 70s version with Jack Barry. That would have been so good. And that's about it on that. Be back later. Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. 2 more video blogs coming your way. First video blog will be about MBTA Bus Route 67 from our life MBTA Red Line Station to Turkey Hill on Arlington Winchester line. There's a such place as Turkey Hill. And the third and final video blog of the night will be personality profile. Tonight's personality profile will be about voice actress, comedian, and game show panelist Patty Deutsch. And like I always say, keep calm, and I'm a Julie Button guy. And in the words of Dr. Thomas Sharkey, this action will not be tolerated in BMHH. See you later. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bye now.